Hey, everybody, and welcome to Midweek Motivation. This week's quote is Christmas is the day that holds all time together by Alexander Smith. So I was thinking about that quote and I was like, oh my gosh, how true that is. How true that is. When you think about Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, it brings back a lot of memories, or at least it does for me. It brings back things from all throughout my whole life. And especially when I use my five senses, it brings back so many things from my childhood. For example, every time I feel the duck material of like a Carhartt coat or a Key coat or a Dickies coat, I think about my grandpa. I think about my grandpa Rhodes. He passed away in 1990, so I was little. I was 4, not quite 5 when he passed. But he always had this coat on. Or when I feel, touch thick, good quality flannel, I think about my dad and my uncles all coming together, back in the day, back in the late 80s, early 90s at my grandma's house. When I smell popcorn being popped on a stove with butter, I instantly am back in my grandma's kitchen at my grandma's stove, dragging the chair up to the counter, because it was a counter and then the stove, and helping my grandpa Rhodes pop popcorn for the whole family. Try not to get emotional, okay? Try not to get emotional. When I see a cookie sheet, and I know this is going to sound funny, when I see a cookie sheet, I think it was Christmas 1991. We had a huge snow. I mean, a huge snow. And my cousins from Texas and I and my siblings all went sledding. Of course, we didn't have enough sleds for everybody, but Grandma was like, oh, honey, here, use my cookie sheet. And we went sledding down the hill and ruined her cookie sheet. But when I see a cookie sheet around Christmas, I think about Grandma giving us her cookie sheet and us just utterly destroying her cookie sheet. Or the corn scoop. I also think about that because I think we got like 2 corn scoops. We had 1 sled. We used a cookie sheet and some cardboard boxes. And I mean, we wore ourselves out. We were out there for hours sledding. When I hear an older gentleman reading Luke chapter 2, especially the King James Version, I am instantly back in my grandma and grandpa's living room, impatiently waiting as a little kid for grandpa after grandpa passed, it was either my dad or one of my uncles that read the Christmas story. And it always seemed like it was 5 hours long. When you're 4, 5, 6 years old, it always seems like it takes forever to read that passage. And it's only like 8 verses, 8, 9, 10, maybe 18 verses. But it always seems like it takes forever for them to get through that. And then the prayer that always lasted, 12 years. But I'm instantly back when I hear somebody, especially an older gentleman, reading Luke chapter 2 out of the King James Version Bible, instantly back in my grandma's house. When I feel snowflakes, I'm back sledding with my cousins. When I just taste, chocolate, especially around this time of year, if I taste Buckeyes or peanut butter balls or bonbons or Oreo balls or anything like that, cordial cherries, I am instantly back at my mom and dad's house helping my mom make Christmas candies. Okay? I mean, these are memories that just pop back in my mind. And, I'm 38 years old. I have not been at my grandma's and grandpa's house since mid 2000s when my grandma sold her house and moved down to Mississippi with my aunt before she passed away. I have not been helping my mom make Christmas candies for probably the last 10, 12 years. But those sensories, using my sensories, they just instantly take me back to a precious, precious time of Christmas. They hold so many treasures. And yes, Christmas is a day that holds all time together. Because now that I'm pregnant with Isaac, Josh and I were talking about it, and I was like, you know what? There are so many Christmas traditions that I so want to carry on with Isaac. And he's like, what's that? And I was like, well, number one, I want to make sure that we take him to go see Christmas lights. And he goes, babe, we do that now. And I'm like, yeah, but sometimes we play the game and sometimes we don't. And he goes, what game are you talking about? And I'm like, Christmas lights, my side, Christmas lights, your side, Christmas lights, my side. And you try to call it out before the other person called it out. That was a game that my family played in the back of my mom's 1982 Chevy Chevette. Oh, yeah. And here we are, all these rowdy kids that are screaming, Christmas lights, my side, Christmas lights, your side, or going downtown of the town that's next to us and going down and seeing the window display at the furniture store that is just packed full of we call them the Christmas trains because they only had them up during Christmas. Yeah, I want to take my child and do that. And Josh is like, babe, we'll do that. And I'm like, okay. But there are so many Christmas traditions throughout different families that slip away. But when you either hear it or see it or smell it or taste it or touch it, it brings back those childhood memories, those times of the innocence. And that's the magic of Christmas. Because guess what? It holds all of time together. You've got those memories from the past that are flooding back to your mind. You've got the moment that you're in. And then you've also got the hope of the future, of carrying on those traditions, of carrying on to the next generation. It holds all of time together. So, all that being said, next week, I am planning, hopefully, I am planning to make some keto, low-carb Christmas candies. I'm going to call them Christmas candies because that's when we had them. We didn't have them in April. We only had them during Christmas time. That's the only time my mama would make candies like this. But I'm going to try to make some keto Christmas candies and show you all how to do it. That way you've got, a full week before Christmas to kind of get a game plan of what, you might be able to do. Okay. And this was also going to be very helpful for those in your family who are diabetic. I thought about that and I was like, man, I wish I would have known about this 3 years ago. I even said that to Josh. I was like, man, I should have done this 3 years ago. And he goes, why? And I said, your mom and your dad would have loved this. Me making, not buying, but making and putting love into a gift for them because it's sugar-free or low sugar. Okay. So my plan is, if everything works out, to make cookie balls, not Oreo balls. Similar, but not Oreo balls, okay? They're going to be cookie balls. Make some Buckeyes or peanut butter balls. And the difference between a Buckeye and a peanut butter ball is covered all the way around, and a Buckeye, you leave the peanut butter exposed on top, okay? Looks like a Buckeye nut. Okay, just so y'all know. And hopefully I found a recipe for some candied pecans. Okay, I am going to attempt to make those. I think the other two I'll be fine, But those candied pecans, I don't know. But we're going to try it. It might be a flop, but that's okay. That's all right. There's nothing wrong with trying something and it failing, because then you know, hey, that didn't work. Or maybe I need to tweak this just a tad. Okay? So that is my plan next week, to get three Christmas holiday candies made and get a video uploaded for you all. Okay? That is my plan. Sometimes plans don't work out, but we're going to try it. Okay? But I want you all to remember this, that Christmas is the day that holds all time together, past, present, and future. Think about Scrooge, okay? And Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol. He had the ghost of Christmas present, the ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present, and the ghost of Christmas future. And all three of those affected him. Just like the day that Christmas affects us. It's time to slow down and appreciate, okay? You all are beautiful or handsome just the way you are. Just the way you are. No matter if you're on keto, low carb, diabetic, just following along because I'm a goofy person, that's fine. You all are beautiful or handsome, no matter what. I care for you guys, okay? I really do. That's why, I'm trying to put these videos out, because we all have people in our lives that may not need that much sugar, whether they're young or they're old, whether they're diabetic, low carb, keto, or you're just trying to watch the calories on Christmas or around Christmas. Because, there's a lot of calories that sneak up on us on Christmas. But I care for you guys, okay? And you're not alone. You're not alone when you get a little reminiscent and, your eyes get a little misty when Christmas traditions are being carried out. Okay? I miss my Grandpa Rhodes. I miss my Grandma Rhodes. I miss my Grandma and Grandpa Woodring. I miss, Josh's grandparents. I miss Barb. I miss my aunt and my uncle. I miss a lot of people around Christmas time, because there was a lot of special people during Christmas that affected not only me, but affected Josh, touched our lives in a good way. And I miss them. Okay, don't cry. You're not alone when you miss people, okay? And you're not alone when you get a little misty-eyed. It's okay. It's all right. Because it means that you're still carrying those people in your heart. Alrighty? Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself during this time of season. Because we need to show each other kindness. Show other people kindness. But we really need to show ourselves kindness, okay? All right. So, let me go get my shopping list and everything together for making these Christmas candies that I'm excited to be making and testing out on Josh. Okay? And I will probably not put up a video tomorrow on Friday. But starting next week, I will have 3 videos up that are recipe videos, okay? And then I'm going to take the rest of the year off and enjoy it with Josh. Alrighty? One last thing. Love ya!